King Salman bin Abdul Aziz is the head of the $1.4 trillion House of Saud and the man in charge of the Saudi Arabian oil empire. The Saudi Arabian king acts like one. He's not modest, and he spends his wealth like an old-fashioned king should. His spending is so lavish that it has even caused protests in the past. So what is it that he spends his money on that would cause such an uproar? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to Luxury Land. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new here and gingerly scrape that like button so that we can continue to inspire you by bringing you the luxury content you deserve. King Salman bin Abdul Aziz is 87 years old, so his trips have been fewer these days. His most recent trip was to Indonesia in 2017. On this particular excursion, the king brought more than 1,000 people with him. The more the merrier, I guess. They all came in 7 Boeing aircrafts that included 747s, 777s, and 757s and stayed for just 9 days. And the king does not pack light. The Saudi Arabian ruler brought 500 metric tons of luggage by himself. This luggage included 2 Mercedes cars. On another trip in 2015, King Salman visited the south of France to cultivate business relationships with the French. The king chose to stay in a villa near the Mediterranean Sea and got a whole beach closed off for his safety. Now, being old means you can't walk like you used to, but that's no problem if you're a king. King Salman brings entire elevators with him when he travels that can be assembled and taken apart whenever needed. So naturally, the king casually brought one of his elevators to be built from his villa down to the beach. Totally normal activity. However, this caused the local visitors to all gather together and sign a petition forcing the king to leave. He must have realized he was doing way too much and left amicably. When the king visited Russia, he brought with him a golden escalator and had 1,764 pounds of food brought in every day from his hometown. If that wasn't enough, he also bought out the Moscow Ritz for an entire stay. President Trump and President Obama previously stayed here as well, but neither booked out the entire hotel. King Salman will also come to your country and book out your hotels too. Don't get it twisted. He has booked all of the 222 rooms in the Four Seasons DC when visiting the United States. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. The king's son, Mohammed bin Salman, isn't afraid to move luxuriously either. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia traveled to LA and booked out the entire Four Seasons there as well. Except when he does it, he usually doesn't stay in the place he has booked. He lets his homies stay while he stays somewhere unknown to the public. And that's really baller. The prince was even once escorted by the Pakistani Air Force when traveling to visit the Prime Minister. The most luxurious move from the Crown Prince was when he rented out an entire island in the Maldives for a party and hired 150 models for a few dozen Middle Eastern men. The whole shindig cost $50 million. Groovy, baby. How would you travel if you were the king of a lucrative empire? Let us know in the comments. Click a video on the screen to watch something you haven't seen, and thanks for visiting Luxury Land.